Chapter 51st, Friends with Benefits. So we became friends with benefits. 3 weeks after he dumped me, I started sleeping with him. Without commitments, without status, without promises. Just a body next to a body, and the hope that if I was close enough, convenient enough, available enough, he would one day look at me and say, "I'm staying." I adjusted in every way. Didn't argue, didn't demand, didn't say words that might scare him off. Was easy, unburdensome, cheerful. The version of myself that doesn't need, doesn't ask, doesn't pressure. I was playing a role I'd memorized in childhood. Be convenient so you don't lose. Only in childhood the stakes were a place in the house. Now, a place next to a man who'd already decided he was better off without me. It was humiliating, but I didn't feel the humiliation then. I felt the familiar. A known format, give more than you receive and don't notice the difference. With my grandmother, I gave obedience and received the right not to be thrown out. With my mother, I gave waiting and received nothing. With Vanya, I gave my body, time, care, and received presence without involvement. He wasn't cruel. He simply took what was given and didn't ask why I was giving it. And I gave because I didn't know how to exist next to a person any other way. The childhood formula. Same result, tolerated but not chosen. Then we stopped being even that. The benefits ended, friendship remained. If you can call friendship a relationship in which one person hopes and the other doesn't notice, or notices but finds it convenient not to. I don't know what was in his head. I only know what was in mine. Constant, quiet waiting. That he'd understand, that he'd appreciate, that he'd see how much I did for him. That one morning he'd wake up and look at me not as a friend, but as a woman he couldn't let go. He didn't wake up. And I waited. The way I waited for my mother. The same position, at the door, with hope that was already rotting. And then I stopped talking to him. Not because I fell out of love, not because it got easier, but because the relationship was going nowhere. That was the phrase I said out loud. Even rational adult. But inside was the girl who once again stood on the threshold hearing, "Leave if you don't like it," and left, because staying and waiting hurts more than leaving. I cut contact the way I knew how, sharply, completely, without transition zones. Not let's talk less, not I need a break, but done. Silence. I thought I was making an adult decision. In reality, I was reproducing the only familiar way of coping with pain. Cut it off. If you can't have it, stop wanting. If you can't hold on, let go first. If the person doesn't choose you, disappear before they notice you're still there. The silence didn't last long. After some time, he received a job offer, and life pushed us together again. But this was already a different stage. The stage where I made a decision I would pay for over 12 years. The stage where, from friends without commitments, we would become husband and wife. Not out of love, but out of calculation. For a visa, for strategy. But at the moment of the break, I didn't know that yet. I knew only one thing. I had done everything I could. Been convenient, useful, available, quiet, easy, unburdensome. And it still wasn't enough. Like with my grandmother, no matter how hard you try, the A's are still not enough. The house is still not clean enough. You're still not good enough. Like with my mother, no matter how long you wait, she still won't come. I didn't understand then that the problem wasn't that I did too little. The problem was that I wasn't doing it for myself. I was servicing someone else's life and calling it love. I was dissolving into another person and calling it closeness. I was losing myself and calling it a relationship. 'Cause that's exactly what I was taught in a house where love looked like work, and work was the only way to earn the right to stay.